Welcome back, guys, to Pinoy Crossover. I hope you enjoyed that segment with Nelly and Rico talking about the NBA. But we're going to continue back to our hometown, Toronto Raptors. JR, what's our topic for tonight about the Raptors?
Hey, man, the Raptors are still on a roll, man. They've been winning games left, right, and center. But there have been some, stoppage right here and there. They have some slow starts. What do you think about the whole past few games with the Raptors? They faced Grizzlies, the Heat, and even the Wizards. What do you guys think? What do you think about the whole situation?
I think the Grizzlies game was what told us a lot about the team.
Yeah.
In so many ways. I think it started with the fact that they were obviously down 17, and a lot of teams kind of quit when you're down almost 20 points. It's natural. Third quarter, you're down 20. They didn't, but I think what sparked that, and it's another thing we learned, so we learned they don't quit. Second thing we learned was, and I think we're kind of really seeing this, is Nick Nurse is ready to adapt and make changes on the fly. When he switched to that 3-2 zone halfway through the third quarter, like the Grizzlies, NBA teams don't face zone anymore. Like these guys, especially the Grizzlies, have so many veteran players. They haven't seen a zone in 10 years. So they're kind of like, okay, wait, how do I beat this again? And then as soon as they're like, oh yeah, like this is how you do it. And then boom, they're back in the man, right? And by then it was down to 8 and the Raptors are rolling, right? And they're hitting 3-point shots and they're playing well. And that's one thing I've been really impressed with Nick Nurse so far is his adaptability in the game. And I feel like I love Dwayne Casey, but I feel like that was something his one little weakness was like, okay, these are the starters. It doesn't matter who we're playing, what's happening in the game. Like, these are the starters. These are the bench guys. And like, it was so rigid. Whereas like we've seen Nurse now. He's had Baca and Valanciunas split up, but then I can't remember which game it was. It was a game recently with two bigs kind of dominating, and then he's like, okay, let's put both back in. Like, and he's ready. Like, okay, this is not working. Let's try this. This is not working. Let's try that. And it's so fun to watch as a fan because we're NBA fans at the heart of it. And when you watch Stevens, you watch Popovich, you watch Kerr. These great coaches are so adaptable, right? They're always like, okay, this is not working. I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go with this. And you're keeping the other team on their toes. And I think that's one thing we've learned. They're adaptable, and they have a coach at the helm who's willing to make those changes on the fly.
What I've been impressed the most too is not so much that he's adaptable, but he's been really successful at the adjustment. Like he was picking the right schemes in terms of defensive schemes and the right combination of players.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
right.
Impressive.
It's one thing to try stuff. It's another thing to actually do the right things. Yeah, exactly.
I've been so impressed of how he's used their big three of the with Ibaka, Siakam, and Valanciunas.
Yeah, exactly.
He's known how the combination, when to put them together, when not to put them together.
And I think a lot of some credit here also deserves to be thrown Masai's way for basically he traded out DeRozan and Pirtle, our only two non-3-and-D guys, for two 3-and-D guys. So now we have a team full of 3-and-D guys, which is where the NBA is going, right? And not only they didn't just get average 3-and-D guys. Kawhi's been incredible, so fun to watch, and I think we all know he's not exactly where he was 2 years ago, but I think he's trending in the right direction. And then Danny Green makes your heart melt. He makes your heart melt. Wow. He's in the right spot at the right time. He's hitting dagger threes, and he hits them. He doesn't just get hot for a period of the game. It's like throughout the game, he's hitting a few threes here or there. You know what I mean? He'll miss a couple. He's in the right spot. He's good defensively. He has just been... What a dream that guy's been.
He's a perfect two guy to have.
Yeah, he's been great. And then I know we're just gushing over everybody, but then Lowry's distributing so well, and he's such a bulldog. He's been making winning plays for this team for 5 years. So
what do you see the difference between Lowry's game last year or how he played last year compared to how he's playing this year?
Ooh, that's a great question. I'm gonna say he's definitely distributing the ball more. Maybe he has. The offense is a little more flowing, and he's trying to find guys a little more, and he's less reliant on his own scoring because now, too, Siakam's been getting almost 20 points a game the last week or two, whatever it's been. And I think he has a few more scores, so he's kind of allowed himself to be more of a distributor. But defensively, I think he's basically been the same. He's taking charges. He's in your grill. He's being a pest. But yeah, you know what? I don't know if there's to be honest, I don't know if there's a big change in his game other than the guys are are making more shots. I don't think Ibaka's missed yet this season.
No,
Siakam hasn't missed
yeah,
yet at all.
exactly. Yeah.
Pascal Siakam still spinning around in that paint.
Yeah.
Oh my, his spin move is just
That's his
It's
patented spin
incredible.
move.
I don't know why scouts are not even mentioning that to them every time they play.
His little spin, like I remember at the beginning of the season, you saw it a couple times. It's like, whoa, like that's new.
He can do
Like,
that.
what is that?
He can do that.
Yeah,
And,
like
and
bringing the ball up. That's
what's
new,
so
like,
fascinating about him is he becomes such a problem for other teams. That's what's going to be exciting in the playoffs when they get to the Final Four, which I think will be Milwaukee, Philly, Boston, and Toronto. Because who covers Siakam? You're going to put a big on him because he's going to go right by him.
Yeah.
And you put a guard on him, and he's going to just muscle him down on the post. So it's such a fascinating thing. You almost need I actually think Tatum would
be a good
matchup.
Or
which
Simmons kind of.
Simmons, you know what? Actually, now that we talk about it, these teams do have guys that can do it. Which I'm. It's November, and I am pumped for the playoffs.
Everyone can't wait for the playoffs.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
But speaking of Pascal Siakam, Jalen Rose spoke about it earlier. He talked about how the most important player on the Raptors is Pascal Siakam, not Kawhi, not Lowry, not Serge Ibaka, but Pascal Siakam. Do you agree with that statement?
I don't agree with that statement. I don't think he's the most important player. I think Kyle Lowry is the most important player, and he's been the most important player for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
He's the floor general. It's such an important position in basketball still is the point guard. Like, say what you will about all these other things. The guy who's controlling the ball for the majority of the game is controlling the flow, the pace, the style of game, and Lowry has always done such a good job of knowing when to push it, knowing when to slow things down, making sure guys are in the right spots. Defensively, he's giving it every single possession. I think Lowry is the most important player. Without Lowry, this team isn't the perennial top seed in the East that it
It's
has
kind
been.
of like our Stephen Curry, because if without Kyle
I was just
Lowry,
about to
we're not going to win any
If
games.
you were to compare them to the Warriors, I think Lowry is the same as Curry, and I think Kawhi is the same as Durant, and I think Siakam has that Draymond Green kind of role.
Yeah, I would say Siakam, if we're going to be giving titles, I'd maybe give him the biggest X factor.
Yeah.
Like, Lowry's the most important because if you don't have him, like, it's over. But, like, Siakam gives you this element of, like,
The edge.
oh, this team's really interesting because, like, this guy is becoming a star and he can do so many things. And he runs the floor and plays with such energy, and he's so fun to watch. He's electric. Yeah. And you know what's funny? It seems like he's starting to form that bond with the Toronto crowd that we haven't seen since Bismack Biyombo had it.
Yeah.
Like Biyombo, he would like electrify the crowd, and it would electrify the team, and it would just send this huge pulse through. And I feel like Siakam plays with that same amount of energy that another player before that never captured the Toronto Hearts because he didn't play well enough, but was Tyler Hansbrough.
Yeah.
He's that type of player too, but he never captured the Toronto fans, and I think because he never elevated his game. It was always very like.
But we did see his energy at some points.
Yeah, and we saw it at some points, but and that's why like Toronto fans, whatever the sport, we love our heart and hustle guys. So we're always looking for who's the heart and hustle guy we're gonna love. And Biyombo was that for us in that big playoff run.
Yeah.
And he was a contributor. He was playing crunch time minutes for the Raptors, and he was playing great because Valanciunas got injured. And then now it seems like Siakam. If you're a heart and hustle and you're a big contributor, you're gonna be a star in this town.
Exactly. No, it's been impressive to watch.
But speaking about the Golden State Warriors, where we talked before, you know, Kyle Lowry, he was speaking to reporters about don't ask me no dumbass questions. And now they asked him, is this just another regular season game? Is it just another regular season game?
Is it a final prediction?
I can speak this a little bit of history being around the Raptors for 3 years there, that Lowry loves to give the media a hard time. So this was him, and he did it to Michael Grange, who is probably the most respected basketball media member in that room. Him and probably Doug Smith as well from the Toronto Star. Just so much veteran experience in there. But he was doing it to Grange, and Grange, he laughed it off because I think Lowry was giving him a hard time just to give him a hard time. Like, it's obvious that this is a huge game. But so I think Lowry knows it's a huge game, and you're gonna see, and I think we'll see it in his play with how the game goes. So.
So we all agree it's a finals prediction.
I agree with Klay Thompson. What Klay Thompson said is true.
Something special is going to happen. Something special is
for
brewing.
sure.
Awesome. Well, that's all we have for All About the Raptors and the show. What an amazing night. Great topics and great talks. I hope you guys enjoy it. Any last word before we end the show, guys?
And man, yeah, don't forget to follow us on all of our social media accounts, Pinoy Crossover on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And subscribe to us on YouTube. If you missed out on the show tonight, watch it, replay it, and join in the conversation. You know, what do you guys think about the Warriors and Toronto Raptors? Could this be the finals preview coming up?
And for me, just thank you again for having me, guys. Go Raptors.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on again.
See you in the finals.
Yeah, we'll see you in the finals. We'll have Bruno back on, man.
I hope you guys enjoy tonight. And other than that, stay ballin'.